What it do, my boo-boos? Happy Monday. We are here for our anchor message for the week. You're probably seeing this on Tuesday. It is very late on Monday night. I'm just getting in from work. We had a pretty nice night at the restaurant. It was pretty chill, but I did make the most of it. I felt exactly the energy of the cards today. And you'll see what I'm saying when I talk about them. But our reading is very powerful, and it is very Mars moving into Leo energy. I can feel myself Mars moving into Leo energy today. I'm on another level. I'm a spark plug. I'm an Aries sun sign. And yeah, my Mars is very prominent. My fire is very prominent in my personality. So I'm just like, very aggressive, very like determined, very like energetic right now. Very focused, very honed in. So yeah, our anchor message is on a weekly basis. We do this on Mondays if you're just joining us for the first time. And basically what that is on Sunday night I do the energy oracle forecast for the week. And that gives us sort of the energetic weather that we're going to be living in throughout the next 7 days. Many times that also parallels with a longer unfolding story that's always going on in these readings. So there's like a bigger picture of a story that's unfolding too, even bigger and like further spread than our 7 days. But there's always, the 7 days are always very represented by the cards, but sometimes these stories are still playing out over time, as you know, as life is. It's an ongoing saga. So our anchor message, we always pull from the wild unknown archetypes to get our archetypes for the week. And the anchor message is going to be more honed in to what our spiritual lessons are this week. What are our assignments in soul school, as I like to call it. And so the archetypes that came out from the wild unknown deck are the creator, the hunter, and Thanatos. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. My friend and I at work were talking about it tonight, and he was like, is it Thanatos? And I was like, I don't know. I was given my education in a small southern town. I could be wrong. And he was like, well, I was homeschooled, so I wasn't exposed to other people. So we have no idea. But Thanatos, let's just pretend it's Thanatos. I like my pronunciation better. Yes. And so this is the archetypal symbolism and idea and collective representation of death. So underneath the creator, we got 7 of Cups. Underneath the hunter, we got Ace of Pentacles. Not too bad. And then under Thanatos, or Thanatos, whoever you are, wherever you are, however you want to say it, we got the feminine King of Cups. And we will go into the specifics of the feminine King of Cups when we get there. So the creator, the hunter, and Thanatos. Just right off the bat, I was just seeing this story unfold, or just maybe even just like this like acknowledgement from the universe that it's like the 7 of Cups is, I know I keep bringing these up like I'm going to talk about them one at a time, but this message is one of a whole kind of thing this time. So 7 of Cups is representative of the kind of energy where you've been dreaming about what you want, you've been fantasizing, you've been imagining and visioning, and you've been sort of like exploring your options, right? In this particular case, what really stood out to me was that it's like she has chosen. She knows what she wants. She wants the brightest star in the sky there. That's hers. She's pointing it, she's naming it and claiming it. So the Creator card with this Seven of Cups card is like, okay, the dreaming and the envisioning period is now moving forward into the, we know what we want, we know clearly what we want, we've been calling it in, and now it's time to go for it. Start making moves. Start co-creating with the universe by making sure that your actions are aligned heart, soul, mind, and spirit. Meaning that your mindset is where it needs to be. Your feeling state, your emotions, your mood is where it needs to be. And your actions are in alignment with your goals and your vision for yourself and all the things that you're trying to create. Meanwhile, we need to I'll pause before I go that far. But it's get very clear about what you want and then make it your business to go after it as a co-creator with divine. We've also been talking a lot over this, the whole time we've had this channel. I feel like it's always been a big prominent subject from the beginning, is to pray out loud. Use the power of your mouth to use words out loud to pray to the Creator, to declare what you desire in joyful gratitude of receiving it. And have the certainty that no matter what happens, you know, you let go of the expectations, you let go of the form things show up in, and you surrender the outcome. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But if it's right for me and this is meant for me, then I am going to go after it with my heart, soul, mind, and strength. I'm going to, you know, prepare myself and do the things that are necessary to build the vessel to attain this goal. And I, come hell or high water, am not going to let anything stop me. Now, Creator, if this is not for me and I'm going down a wrong direction, then block me, protect me, make it so that I can't, you know, achieve this thing and that it is obvious that I need to turn into another direction. Give me clear guidance, give me a sign. Otherwise, I won't be stopped until it's done. Because it is more spiritually elevated not to leave empty vessels around, not to leave loose ends, right? It's better that we become the kind of people with the moral fiber to be able to follow through and let our yes be yes. And so when we say something, we do it. That means that we're dependable, even to ourselves. It's trust in ourselves, that we are not quitting, that we're not giving up. It's part of the elevation of our soul that we build endurance and persistence and grit. And part of the surrender is that if our mind is in the right place, then we put aside our small self's agenda, right? The ego agenda. So if you've truly done that, if you've truly set your ego agenda aside, then you can see that there might be something that you really, 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 really want, and you've been really going for it. But when you know that it's not right for you or not the right time, and you really have surrendered and you're certain that the Creator is going to bring you the most fulfilling thing that's really in alignment with your authenticity, then it's so much easier to practice self-control in those moments and say, you know what? No, this is a test. This doesn't really check all the boxes in my core needs, in my core authentic needs, and I'm not going to settle. I'm going to stand in my self-worth, the strength of that vessel. My faith is the size of the vessel, what I can contain, and I'm going to expand my faith to be able to hold out for what's right or what's right at the right time. So having that confidence, having that certainty in the Creator is one of the things that allows that manifestation to come through. And usually the final element that really blocks our manifestation is the surrender element at the end. And where we get tripped up with that is that we can't let go of control. We're afraid that if we let go, then we won't get what we want, that it'll drift away. And so that's still a feeling of scarcity, and that's still causing polarity, right? When you're relaxed and you're in trust that what will be, and the best thing that's in the highest good of all is what ultimately always finds its way, you know, the universe is self-correcting in that direction, right? And so with that kind of relaxed inner peace and trust, it's like there's nothing that's causing static. There's nothing that's causing turbulence in your energy field. And there's nothing that's sending out a signal that says, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. You're just either neutral and happy and open to receiving, or you're in the gratitude and in the state of already assuming that if it's yours, it's already a done deal anyway, right? So clearly decide what you want now. You know what you want. You know what you're trying to create. The vision is there. Now it is time to go for it. And do not be stopped. One of the things that I was discussing in the written portion of the reading today, which you can find in the description box below, or you can go over to Instagram, Liz_Taylor_Magick, and you can see the photo and all that stuff too. And you should just go follow me over there as well. The link is in the description box below, but don't go yet. Finish the video first. And while we're at it, why don't you go ahead and like this video. When we get to the end of it, if you don't like it, you can unlike it. But I think that you'll decide that you are just willing to go ahead and give me that. And if you would like, an emoji would be wonderful in the comments. Or I would love to hear, your thoughts or things that stood out to you, or if you have been experiencing anything from other days before. Love hearing what's going on with you guys. I am invested in your storylines as well. So yes, back to the reading. The Hunter. Oh, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. And that is all. Okay, we may continue. Intermission is over. So the Hunter. So one of the things that I was talking about in the written copy is that the Hunter is this, it's that fiery Leo and Mars energy together. It's seeing what we want and then going after it and knowing we can have it. And this Ace of Pentacles is here telling us, like, you can have what you want. It's right here, but you're going to have to be the hunter. You're going to have to get out there and go and get it. And tonight at the restaurant, I was such a hunter. I was like, I'm picking up extra tables. I am, following up. I am making the most of the shift. If I can, I'm going to close. Like, I'm going to, and I did. Every single table I could. I didn't care if it was like at the opposite ends of the earth. People were sitting like on our external patio, and then I had a large party that came in. There was a large party pickup table, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put my scent all over that table. I'm naming it and claiming it. So I set it up at the beginning of the shift, and I got to take it. And I felt like I was the hunter. So yeah, like if you females, you want to channel your masculine energy, channel it into your goals, into your manifestation, right? So that you're not putting that masculine energy into your romantic exchanges, right? But that's a great place to channel that kind of energy. It's in that passion, it's in that willpower, it's in that drive, it's that self-starter energy. It's also grit and determination, not to give up, not to be dissuaded, right? Not to let challenge hold you back or stand in the way. The horse, so powerful. It's just like galloping and galloping. She didn't use an actual hunter, right? This is that energy of galloping into the forest, galloping after that wild game and going after it with horsepower, right? I mean, that's what they call, they named engines after horsepower, because it's like there's so much might and sheer force and momentum behind that. And so in the description, in the written copy, I go into talking about how one of the pieces of the juice of magic, of manifestation, is your passion. It's your, it's the desire, right? So if you don't have a strong desire for what you're wanting to manifest, there's no real magnetism there. If you don't feel happy and blissful and like in a gratitude feeling state, that's also, those are very high vibrational feelings. So being happy and in gratitude and joyous and sprightly, dance party in your house before you go places, it gets your energy up, and it's very magnetic. So your desire is very magnetic. It's the gasoline that drives you, and it pulls in what you are trying to connect with. Your passion and your dedication and your attention to detail and quality and care, all of that love that you put in is extra energy. It's extra magic that gives you that Midas touch, that puts blessing and favor into your acts, right? And that's not to say that this magical power comes from us. It doesn't. We're only empty channels. We're just meat socks here, full of creator energy and life force. That's our animating force, right? So the more that we do the healing work and the work of our soul correction, right, where we transcend those layers of the ego and we die to the smaller self and we sacrifice that selfish will or the tendency to want to be weak and reach for instant gratification and have no self-control, no discipline, right? When we overcome those parts of ourselves and we face fears and we overcome our weaknesses and patterns and we break those, that is what increases. It's called elevating our soul, and we are revealing sparks of light that go onto the side of positivity. So that adds to the potency of our energetic influence in any situation. So it makes us stronger manifestors. The lifting up by the cleanness of our hands. It talks about this in Job, around Job 22. I can't remember the chapter. I think it's, I don't know. I can't remember the chapter. But so the more passion, the more we care, right? Like even in mundane things, when you care, like if I care about the way I polish a glass, right? That I don't leave lint behind from the polishing cloth, right? That attention to detail transmits into my intention out in the world. And I put that care, that attention to detail into a spiritual bank account where things, when I want something or when I like something is going to come my way that's going to be in my highest good, when I need that, it's there to pull from, right? So that is a benefit that only comes from doing that transcendent work, that healing work, that elevation of the consciousness and soul, because you are then responsible with that power. Once you start doing that soul elevation, you also come under what is called direct supervision of the Creator, where you know better than to do certain mistakes and certain, wrongdoing. So if you're a spiritual person and you're growing and you commit a wrongdoing and you've committed a wrongdoing, you're going to have very swift repercussions because of that. You will see a backlash. You'll see a consequence from it. And that's because you are not, as you elevate your own soul, you elevate the upper realms as well. And so we have this effect. And so if you are an elevated soul and you're elevating more sparks of light from your darkness, you're adding into the side of the light. But when you short circuit and you do a wrongdoing, you're taking those sparks of light and you're putting them, hold on, the scales. See those scales back there? You're taking your sparks of light from that good side and you're throwing them back onto the dark side. So you have to go through a process of chaos and pain and suffering to purify yourself again of that darkness so that it can be back on the side of the light, right? So put your heart and soul into what you're doing. Be determined. Be unstoppable. Don't take no for an answer. Don't be obnoxious, don't be pushy, don't be forceful, but energetically speaking, be unapologetic for yourself. Be unapologetic for the space that you are about to take up in the world. Be unapologetic for what you are about to receive. And it does not I'm not saying don't go around being humble or kind or good or, you know, moral or ethical. You're not going out there like power drunk maniacs, egotistical like narcissists. But you are just having a backbone and a sense of deservingness because you're putting the work in and you're making an effort, right? You're bringing value as well. So you're getting what you're putting in now. And so the universe, spirit, divine is saying, look, you know what you want. It's time to co-create it together. We're ready to support you. Go after it with a passion, right? And don't let anything stop you, and you will grow. These seeds are beginning to plant or to sprout. They're starting to become plants. They're starting to show growth. And so, yeah, whatever you're putting your hand to right now, put all that passion in, put the determination in. Don't be, you know, like apologetic for yourself. Like don't do that thing where you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you know, like no, man spread it your way into this dream. Okay. And so Thanatos is paired with the feminine king of cups. The feminine king of these suits in this deck, this is the Mystical Moments Tarot. She has included the feminine version of the kings and some of the other face cards in the major arcana. And the way that I've been interpreting this is that if you get a feminine king, let's say right now, the feminine king of cups, in a normal suit, it's like the page is the least mature along the journey of the things that are related to the cups suit, right? So this is the realm of emotions and intuition and relationships. So if you get a page of cups, they are, you know, a person who is maybe, you know, young and naive or not quite as mature, say, as the Knight of Cups, right? Well, the Knight of Cups is a little bit more mature on their emotional journey, and they're certainly in, you know, a very fun and romantic stage. But then they're not quite as mature as, say, the Queen of Cups, right? But the Queen of Cups is the divine feminine representation of this suit of water, of cups, of emotions, of intuition, of creativity and dreams and relationship. So this is the divine feminine representation, which comes with the light side and the shadow side, right? The divine feminine and the kind of toxic feminine side. The king is a next step up in the evolution of the consciousness of the cup suit. However, he's also representative of the divine masculine energies when it comes to emotion and relationship, creativity, intuition. He's representative of the masculine energy there, not gender, energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. And everybody has a different balance, a different, you know, amount of each, depending on the elements in their chart and things like that. But usually in life, we're trying to strike the perfect balance for each of us. So the feminine king in this deck, I consider to be the merging of the divine masculine and feminine qualities, right? A level of completion in this cycle of learning where you have like developed a certain level of self-mastery in this area. The way I see this queen or this feminine king of cups, it's like she is solid ground amidst the choppy waters, right? She's grounded, she's solid, right? But she's comfortable even in the midst of the surface layers, you know, changing with the winds and the tides, right? The circumstances of life can cause choppy waters. But within it all, she is grounded. She's solid, right? Thanatos, death. All that this person, all that we have come through, all of the death of the ego layers, all of the death of the things that we've experienced and the things that have been fleeting in our lives, right? The ends of major chapters. How many relationships, have you had at this point in your however old you are? Those are all a death to end, even if it's mutual. We die during even good times, right? When we are graduating high school, we're leaving behind this time that we will never get back. We go on to college and we live in that realm for a few years, and then we die to that period that we'll never get back. And so we take time to mourn these phases, and these cycles of completion, right? Yeah, so, and many of us have lost loved ones, some of you may have never had to lose a loved one. If you have, then you know the kind of radical acceptance it requires to be able to accept something so definite and unchangeable, right? And this is the kind of death that, whether it be ego death or whether it be these experiences that have shaped us in our life, it's like we're forever changed by them. We will never go back to seeing things the same way or feeling things the same way again. And so having come through all of this has created a very emotionally sober and stable and solid person. However, she's still creatively in tune and intuitively in touch. And it's like she's a portal, a safe passage for these vessels to come through, right? And it's like, even as these things, these different seasons and things come and they pass through, it's like she's open at both ends. This vessel does not get trapped, right? That the vessels that come and go in our life that bring the light, whether it be a job or friends or, lovers that come and go, these are vessels that contain light. And when we get hung up on the vessels, we suffer and we're attached and we're putting our value and our emphasis and our validation in things that are fleeting. So part of our journey is to see that what we really are connecting with all along, the fulfillment inside the vessel, the light inside the vessel, is coming from the Creator, the ultimate Creator. And so that gives us the certainty, because we know that, hey, things come and go, things change in life. But the Creator is what I experience every time that lights me up. And that Creator will show up however I need it to in that moment, appropriately, the way that I need to be grown or shaped or nurtured or fulfilled, right? Or not fulfilled. Maybe I need to be unfulfilled so that I can be pulled a little further, right? But either way, the feminine king of cups knows this now, right? So she can be open to let these vessels come and go. And there are vessels that she can hold that will be in her possession, right? The ones that belong. And whether you're she or he or they, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's what we're learning. We're learning how to have a healthy relationship with non-attachment, and to have a consciousness based in cause consciousness, not effect consciousness, right? This is like cause consciousness. This is not affected by the crashing waves. She's sturdy. She's staying. At the core, underneath the surface, there's stillness. There's quiet. There's certainty. It's unchanging, right? She can't be moved. If you have effect consciousness, then when the tides change and when the waves crash and when the winds come, you are very moved. You are very affected. You're becoming reactive. You're making panicked choices and you're falling back into default settings. But not anymore, because we have died to those patterns and we've become more aware of those now. And so those things that used to hold us back are not holding us back any longer. And it's very exciting energy. So yeah, really harness this motivation, this energy, this moxie coming in. I think that really exciting things are beginning to unfold, and I think that we're finally like really into this new story, this new timeline that we are starting now in this grand new chapter. It's like that Taurus new moon happened, Mars moved into Leo, and it finally feels like the car has started. Finally. We're in the new story, people. But yes, this is all very good, very exciting. But no matter what, everything that we've been through has prepared us to be able to do anything and be unstoppable and just go after what we want. We can handle it. And it's great to take a minute and just acknowledge like how far that you've come. But this is also all the things that you've learned, all these experiences that you've come through. You can share that insight and that experience and that wisdom with other people too. And your energetic influence lifts the people up around you, even when it challenges them, particularly when it challenges them. It's very uncomfortable to challenge people many times, but it's something that is actually helpful to them in the end, right? Because it grows them, it pushes them, it makes them better. Evolution comes through pressure. If you ever watched a nature show like Planet Earth, one of those shows that like David Attenborough narrates, like nature is fucking rough. I mean, there is footage I remember of seeing like these little baby lizards that like hatch from these eggs on a beach, and the moment that they're born, they have to run for their lives as fast as they can across a cobra infested beach, and they are the cobra's favorite meal. That is basically my birth story. When I was born, the moment I was born, the doctor said, "Oh, she's a redhead." And I slipped through his hands and I was dropped on my head on the cold, filthy, hard hospital floor. So the moment I was born, the first shot out the gate, it was like, life is not going to catch you, bitch. Welcome. The cold, hard floor is waiting for you everywhere. And so now that is like ingrained in my subconscious, and I have to work hard all the time to overcome the first impression I got of life, which was life is not going to catch me. And to this day, I have a hard time not feeling like if I need something done, I have to do it myself or else it won't get done. And if I ask for help, the ball gets dropped. And it happens so often. So I don't know. I've been working on it, and I think I've had some helpers around me trying to help me with that too recently. But yeah, so that's just a little something that, I'm working on. So, all right, you guys, let me know what you're working on. And yeah, I hope you have a good day today. Well, you're probably watching this on Tuesday, later tonight on Tuesday night. I will come on here and we'll do our Totally Tuesday reading, and we will touch base with our manifestations and see what we need to do to make the most of that kind of thing this week. Non-verbal now, just don't have any words left. Be good, but not too good. Ciao.